We are live. We are direct. She leads, she sells with Mary Kay, who says your book, your rhythm, your self ownership. She helps you step into that authority from idea to a finished book. She creates the avenue so your book becomes your business card in order to accelerate your authority, impact, and legacy, helping people to create the visibility that a piece of content on a feed doesn't quite create. So when you're ready to launch or grow your business or stand out in a trust recession ridden market, speak to Mary Kay, who is with Jay today. She leads, she sells. Mary Kay, speak to me, sister.
Oh my goodness, what an intro. I feel like a superstar.
You are.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Jay. It's a pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to see you live. And I'm happy to have this conversation for your listeners.
Yeah, and what's special is that out of the 150 episodes that we've done with the 2 different podcasts, you're the first Canadian. You know what?
Ooh.
We just had Americans
I'm
on.
going to start a trip. Well, you got to see my mug then. Look at my mug. It says, the world needs more Canada. Jay's podcast needs more Canada.
100%. Tell me, who's your ideal client? And look, are they 6-figure business owner? Are they like leadership company? Like, describe your perfect client to me. Yeah.
So my perfect client, I actually have a few segments and I would say 2 doors into my business, my book coaching business. Door number 1 is the corporate refugee like me, the survivor who's asking, who am I now? And who wants to have a book that stands up that identity as a permanent asset. Door number 2, that is the entrepreneur, the leader, the executive, the spiritual healer who really has all that wisdom inside them and wants to get it out as a purpose-driven message that is then going to be their permanent asset and their book is going to be the hub, and then they'll have all the spokes coming out of it. So a spoke would be like, I want speaking engagements. I want this arm into my business. So their book would be the hub to their business. So those are my ideal clients. And of course, someone who is ready to explore. That's my word for this year, explore.
Amazing. Love your hair, by the way.
Thank you.
It strikes me as quite spiritual. Like, you've done a lot of healing work, a lot of the inner work.
That is the understatement of the year. So yes, I do have a spiritual aspect to me that in 2025 and starting before 2025, I would consider myself as spiritually clogged. My pipes were clogged. Late 2024, I hit burnout, full on physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual burnout. And that actually brought me to where I am today after a really crappy 2025, which I got to say brought me to my knees because as I was experiencing burnout, I lost my dog, my trusty companion, my 4-legged soulmate. And then a few months later, in April of last year, I lost my dad, my God, my mentor, my supporter, anyway. And I was his primary caregiver. He was in dialysis the last few years of his life. And so I was living more than one dark night of the soul. So now, I live from a place of remembering who I am. And part of that is it's the hair. It's just let it be. Of course, oh yes, I color it. But other than that, this is who I am. And if my hair doesn't fit in the frame, that's okay.
Amazing. How did you get visible? Love your website. Lots of good stuff on there. I think visibility is queen. So how do you get visible?
Yeah, getting visible. So right now it is mostly LinkedIn. That's what I've been doing the last 6 months and before that too. But for this particular business, it's LinkedIn. And then my secondary for now, I just started a YouTube channel.
Well done. Good stuff.
That's exciting. And that is more for the DIY author. So I am a coach, but I'm also very conscious of burnout. So I don't want to design a business to be another 9 to 5, 12-hour day, uh, corporate crazy, duplicate. So on my YouTube channel, I want to coach people how to DIY the book themselves, because you can do it for free. And I want to be that person. And some people aren't into giving things away for free. I'm more than happy to do that. And if you need help somewhere in that process, happy to step in and give you a hand.
Amazing. I love that.
Mm.
Benevolence from you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let me know. As she leads, she sells. We always speak about sales here. For me, sales is spiritual and sales is energy. So I speak about my energetic sellers. We start with fearful Fiona, going up to serving Susie, joyful Juliet, who loves to serve and sell, and limitless Lara, that doesn't see obstacles when it comes to sales. What does sales mean to you, and how are you selling?
So sales to me is an attraction exercise. That's where I am right now. And before my book coaching business, it was life coaching, same kind of thing, attraction and energy. So a lot of my business comes from, well, all my business right now is coming from referrals and inquiries, cold, or maybe I would consider them warm inquiries. And they want to know, how can I help them distill their wisdom into a book?
Yeah. And how do you sell the concept of the book? I mean, is it, hey, the first 6 letters of authority is author? Like, what angle allows people to see it? Okay, let me invest in creating a book.
So I think, my biggest angle is my selective clarity framework, which is a practice of subtraction, right? So clarity, I see it not as a destination. I see it as a filter, as a framework. And what I help people do is filter out all the noise, filter out, if you've been in a corporate environment and you're now out of it like I am, how do you filter out? How do you get rid of all those years of those layers of programming and indoctrination? There, I said it. And bring that into a message and a promise for a book. So I'm going to promise you clarity, identity. We're going to find, so I bring in my life coaching a little bit to my book coach. So I'm going to help you find yourself, find your voice. We're going to distill it down into a clear message and a clear promise. And that will be your book, or one of many books, because maybe it could be, a leadership series. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. And I'm curious to see what the big plan for 2026 is. I know you want to create more authors, create more people stepping into that legacy. So what's the big plan for 2026?
So the big plan for 2026 is grow my YouTube channel.
Oh,
I
well,
really feel that authorship has been democratized, right? We're living in this world of all these digital things available to us, tools, information, everything.
ooh,
And actually, I'm dropping a YouTube video later today, and it's specifically on the point of, a lot of people come to me and say, can I use AI to write my book? Now, I'm not a complete purist. I like to write, but a lot of people don't like to write. So it's going to be on how you're going to humanize your AI written draft. How can I help you humanize that without using an AI humanizer? Like, I want your voice. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be growing my YouTube channel. I've got some products in the mix that will be going up on probably on Gumroad, I think, one of the digital shops. And I'm working on a book too. So my book is not the one that I intended to write when I started. it's it's the one that I have to write. It's the one that I have to get out. It is a 12-week journey for finding yourself. It's an identity exercise. It's for people that have, like myself, burnout, grief, loss, or are standing in a place where they're stuck. They know they need to transition, but and they want to live an aligned life or have a book that aligns, but it's like, okay, aligned to what? What are you going to align to? Let's find that core and find that compass. Look, I'm wearing a compass necklace somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
So yeah, I'm working on my book, and hopefully that's going to be target publication date is first week of March. So that's exciting.
Yeah. What's your process like? So someone comes to you on your one-on-one, like your top program. What does that process look like in terms of, do you record them or do they do it them? Yeah. Tell me, yeah, well, how do you do this?
Yeah, so my favorite way, and it depends on the comfort level of my client. Some people love messaging. I would rather meet you on camera and talk to you, ask you if it's okay to record you, because what I want to do is, especially if you want me to give you some to be your ghostwriter as well and help you write your book. I want to put your voice into my head, and then it's going to come out through my keyboard. So yeah, interviews, we can make them long, we can make them short. It's whatever the client is comfortable with. And my first order of business is to understand who you are and who you want to be and how you want to present yourself to the world. And where you've been. And really I want to make my client feel, I bring my shoes to these interviews. SHU, seen, heard, and understood. That's really what I want to make my clients feel. And then we'll go into the book ideas. And a lot of people come with, how do I say, a load of ideas, and they're not quite clear on where they want to go. So identity first, who are you? Second process is, okay, let's apply the selective clarity filter as a practice. And then we will go into stride. If selective clarity is the philosophy with its principles, then stride, the acronym stride, STRIDE, is the application of that philosophy. And we can do it formally, step by step, stride, or we can do it, the framework works in the background. Again, I take my cues from the client while in the background directing them to get to a place where we can get to a first draft of your manuscript.
Amazing. I love the shoe. 'Cause
The shoe.
I think you said something, one of the most profound things I've heard all year in terms of sales, to be seen, heard, and understood. I think it's brilliant. I think that's what sales equals. Someone is seen, heard, and understood, not just boxed or not just explained to, but seen, heard. I think it's a beautiful thing you said. It's a brilliant way of, yeah, because that gains trust if someone's seen, heard,
Yeah.
understood.
Yeah. Yeah. But they need to feel that I understand them. And otherwise, how am I going to help them?
Perfect. Client results. Do you help in terms of the monetization on the back end? Like, yeah, how does that work in terms of your work? Yeah, what results?
So
Yeah.
what they're going to get is at the end of it, they'll have a book. They'll have a book, and I can help them with the technical aspects of uploading it to Amazon KDP. I
Yeah, you said
specialize in
that
Amazon
before.
KDP
Yeah.
right now. So I've got my creative side and my process side. So they're going to get the book. They're going to get the ability to upload it themselves. They're going to get help with the description on Amazon, which needs to be optimized, the right keywords, all that kind of thing. Now, I am not the book coach that helps you to hit bestseller. That is, you could, but that's not what we're after, because most of my clients are here to get that book out as their legacy. Now, of course, it can become a bestseller. And so part of my services deliverables is you will get a basic marketing plan. And it could include things like, here's some podcasts that I think you should go on. There's a podcast thing. How you're going to market yourself, I'll make some suggestions. If they're maybe they need to be in more women association networking events. If they're a pastor, maybe they have some things available and some platforms available to them for places of worship, things like that. So yes, they will get a basic marketing plan, and they can grow on that. Now, in my network, I do have some amazing people that I can do the handoff. I can hand the baton to them and say, this client needs a promotional marketing plan. And so I can hand off that to somebody who can give them that service.
Well, good. I love the flexibility and the different options that you have. It's great to productize what you have, take some of the load off the one-to-one culture. So I think it's good to have those different levels.
Yeah. Tiered service.
What are you reading right now? I think if I'm of what I am reading is, I always in the car, I always love to dig into this in the car. Yeah, Think and Grow Rich. And I love the chapter on burning desire. I speak to my son about it. Hey, that if you haven't got a burning desire for your mission, for what you're doing, it's going to be very hard to execute when it gets hard. And my second favorite chapter is persistence.
Oof.
Because it might not happen immediately. So burning desire, persistence is what I take from that book. What book are you reading, and what golden nuggets you got to share?
Well, first of all, I love that book, Napoleon Hill. Amazing, many great lessons. I'm reading, let's see, look at what I'm reading.
Yes.
Again.
Tell me.
The Dark Nights of the Soul by Thomas More.
Okay, yeah.
That is one. So I've read it before in the years past, and now that I feel like I've come out of the darkness a little bit and into the light, I think I can handle the messages that are in there. One of the key messages from Thomas More in this book is that these dark nights of the soul are and I'm paraphrasing, they're a chrysalis. You're a caterpillar. You're going to come out as a butterfly. Trust the process. Trust the process. And the other one I'm reading, which is part of my spiritual unclogging, is The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. Regardless of how he is figuring prominently in those darn Epstein files.
I was about to say,
oh my God, I know. Oh boy. So,
Okay.
but there's still some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
Nature is one of my pipe cleaners, if we want to go with that metaphor. So yeah, I do love that book. Doesn't really matter who wrote it.
Yeah. Let me know, how can they get in contact with you? Who you're looking for?
So they can get in contact with me on LinkedIn. My DMs are always open. They can go to my website, mkranger.com, and they can find me on my YouTube channel too. I would love it if people would watch my videos and subscribe. You'll find it at, it'll be Mary K. Ranger and MK Ranger. If you search one of those, you'll find me.
Amazing. Thank you so much for hopping on today, Mary K. MK Ranger. Appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you too.
First one from Canada, Mary K. Amazing. Love that. She sells. Mary K. We're signing out. God bless you. God bless Canada.
Thank you, Jay. Thank
Peace.
you.
That's it. Whoa, that is Mary